Hi guys, so today my name is Scott. Another video for YouTube. I do have a channel. You can subscribe to my channel at any point. Today is regarding e-cigarettes and also stopping smoking. So we're going to be talking about the difference between stopping smoking and vaping. So these things, which is, take it around for you. Elox Legend. Elox Legend there. That's Elox. This one is Fresh Mint Ribena, and this is pretty cool. It's disposable, so I'll just show you how to work. And that's how they work. So that's an e-cig. Now, obviously, I've just stopped smoking. This is my third day. I do have the odd cigarette here and there if I'm stressed or if I fancy one, but I'm not a regular smoker anymore. I'm classed as a non-smoker, even though it's only been 3 days. This is just advice on e-cigarettes and stopping smoking in general. So yeah, let's get on to the subject of e-cigarettes and stopping smoking. This is advice for you guys, as in the public. So yes, let's continue. So yes, I've been stopped 3 days today, and I'm quite pleased. Before I was classed as a chain smoker, so I smoked for easily, well, I've been smoking about 19 years in my whole life up until 3 days ago, and that's not including the odd ones that I have. So yes, that's why I started vaping, because vaping's more taste. There's more taste to it. There's different flavours. You've got Skittles, and this one that I use is Elox Legend, and I use another one called Elf Bar Crystal e-cigarettes. There's different brands. There's Elox Legend, which is what I've got in my hand, which is I've just showed you there, as you can clearly see. Elox Legend, and then obviously this is the colour that comes in, obviously. So there we are. That's what it looks like. You've probably seen them lots of times, on the markets, they're in shops. Yeah, so this is what they are. So that's the e-cigs that I use. I use them because it's nicer to vape on. Yes, they are addictive, and yes, that is a true factor. They are addictive, and that's purely because of the flavours. And there's that many flavours available. There's thousands of flavours available, not just on the Elox Legend ones, but on the Elf Bar ones. Some of them you can get, some of the disposable ones you can get on the bottom, which have a rechargeable charging port on them, where you can charge them. But if you do that, they charge up only a couple of times, like 3 cycles, and then you have to throw them away afterwards because they don't last very long, because as I say, they're disposable. So yeah. But saying that, I'm not new to vaping, even though I've only stopped 3 days. Before that, I was vaping and smoking at the same time, which is not good. It's quite, it's not good, put it that way. It's best to stick to one or the other, because vaping and smoking can be doubling up your nicotine in your levels, and obviously within cigarettes and tobacco there's nicotine and harmful chemicals and etc etc etc. So that's what happens in terms of the nicotine. It builds up in your system, and if you're vaping and smoking, then that's where the risks are high, because you're giving your body too much of the chemicals that it needs. I've spoke to the manufacturers who make e-cigarettes, in particular Elf Bar and Elox, and they've confirmed my suspicions that they are safer. They're still carrying out tests on these e-cigarettes, not just these ones, but all e-cigarettes in general. Obviously they are disposable, so they last up to, they can vary from like anywhere from 2 to 3 days up to 4 weeks, which is a month, depending on how often you vape. What tends to happen with the e-cigs is that the battery tends to die before the liquid runs out, or the liquid will run out first before the battery dies. It's one or the other. That's purely based on the fact of the usage. So if you're not using it very often, then it can die quicker. But if you use it more often and you keep vaping on it, then obviously it keeps it active and it keeps it going longer. This one I've had for so far 3 days now. Straight. That's because I'm vaping on it and using it on a regular basis. I'm vaping like every other hour, or sometimes every half an hour, just depending on when I need to vape, and that saves me on to have a cigarette, because I don't need to think about cigarettes, and it's all about willpower, So yes, and these cigarettes are proven to be safe. Laboratories across the UK and in other countries are testing them, and they are inspected before they're released from the factories. Safety checks are done on them. They have safety features on them for the battery. So when, as you've just noticed, then that when you vape on it, per puff it cuts out, and the blue indicator goes off to tell you that that puff is done with. and the puff is finished, and then you have to take another puff, and then that's to stop it from exploding or to stop it from overheating the coil inside the cigarette, which has obviously got a built-in coil to it, so it keeps the liquid burning. So when you're vaping on it, that's the whole purpose of it. So that's the purpose of the video, and this is just to help people that do vape or smoke. Obviously, vaping is a much safer alternative than smoking in the first instance, as anyone would know. But yeah, science labs have been testing them, and they are still currently carrying out tests. The UK government is happy with them, and you know, they're not banning them. There's no plans to ban them. There's no plans to take them out of circulation or anything like that. You know, obviously you've got to be 18 or over to buy them. You know, minors can't buy them because it's not for kids to buy. Because even though it is known for kids to buy them, and some shops will serve them knowing that they are underage, and you know, if they get found to be doing that, then obviously they're in serious trouble with the police, and you know, and they can be at risk of losing their business in that sense. So, you know, yeah, that's what happens. But the just to cut it short, get straight to the point basically, e-cigs are much safer than smoking real cigarettes or fake cigarettes or fake tobacco or real tobacco or cigarettes or fake tobacco. It's much safer, it's more enjoyable, there's no nasty taste there. It will make you cough on your occasion if you vape too quickly or if you vape too much on it. That's purely because your body is signalling to you that you're vaping too much on it, or that you're taking too much of the vaping, and that's just telling you to stop basically and give it a break. So that's what happens. So yeah, there's plenty of e-cigs out there, and they range from like the Elf Bar ones that I use. They're the cheapest. They're £5 for one of them, or you can get 4 for £20, which is basically 5, yeah, so 4 for £20 at £5 each in any local shops or markets. And obviously, yeah, these ones that I use, the Elox Legend, some shops sell them at £10, some of them sell them at £12. The crystal ones, they're a bit dearer. They can vary from like £15 to £18 because they have a higher capacity in the battery. They're 4000 mAh battery. This one doesn't tell you, but it's 3,500 puffs, and it's true to what it says. You know, it is 3,500 puffs. Sorry, I got mistaken then. Pardon me. So yes, that's what it is. So that's what they are. They're there to help you stop smoking, and that's why they've been invented. You know, so that people don't, you know, die from them, or you know, don't die from smoking basically. And it helps you to become healthier with your lifestyle. And you know, yes, it's still addictive, just as smoking is, and it's not as bad though. That's the big difference. So that's the biggest difference. It's not as bad as smoking proper cigarettes and tobacco, or fake cigarettes or fake tobacco. It's much safer, and it's scientifically proven. That's why the government have not stopped it from being in circulation or stopped these e-cigarettes at all, because they know that if they did that, it would have a massive impact on proper smokers who want to stop smoking and change to e-cigarettes. You know, so that's the sole purpose of it. This video is going to be ending in approximately 2 minutes, because it's just an update. Well, say an update, it's advice and help with smokers and vapors for both. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and you know, I hope you take into consideration what I've told you and the advice that I'm giving you. So I hope it's helping you in a good way, in that sense. I really hope it helps you, because if it does, then you know, again, it's a bonus on your side. And for me at the same time, because I'm a vapor now, so, and I might have the occasional cigarette here and there. When I say the occasional, I mean the odd one, like maybe 1 or 2 a day, which doesn't affect me, and it wouldn't affect anyone if they did that. Yeah. Whereas before, like I just mentioned, if I was doing what I did before, smoking 2 cigarettes or 3 cigarettes on each break, that I went out for a cigarette and then vaping afterwards, then yes, and that's the impact of vaping. So, but smoking is not as safe as vaping on e-cigarettes. The e-cigarettes are a lot safer, as you can tell, and the government are happy with that, and that's just, you know, that's a good thing in that sense. So, you know, that's it for this video anyway. As of 10th of January 2023, from me, Scott Stanworth, in South Yorkshire, Barnsley. Thank you and take care, guys.